Hey guys, today I wanted to take a look at some stuff that's further on back in the request tab. So I scrolled all the way up, and one of the first things that I saw that I wanted to take a look at was something by Majorkill, and it is the top 5 biggest Space Marines in Warhammer 40k. Now, this was requested by the Iron Father Autek Moore, and it was given the thumbs up by Gamer Gabi, Super Saiyan Diclonius, and by Narek for I don't know what. In any case, we're going to get into this, check out some Majorkill, and the top 5 biggest Space Marines in 40k. Here we go.
G'day guys and gal. Space Marines are people too. They have hopes, dreams, and most importantly of all, diversity. In life, some people are bloody big, and others are bloody small. If you chuck a bunch of gene seed into Shaquille O'Neal and Peter Dinklage, they wouldn't just become both 8 feet tall.
True.
Mainly because Peter would most likely die from the implantation process,
Probably.
but also because there isn't just like a set Astartes height. Some of them are bloody massive, needing their own special custom modified armor to fit into as they tower over their already large battle brothers. Funnily enough, these gigantic Space Marines are also incredibly fun, with interesting lore because as the saying goes, the bigger, the better. Unless we're talking about an inoperable brain tumor. We just clocked 160,000 subscribers, which is bonk.
Now this came out in January of last year, and it's just how much he's grown is just crazy.
And it puts us only a stone's throw away from overtaking One Mind Syndicate in 40k theories. If you've been following the channel for a while, you know that it's been a huge goal of mine to finally take out the trash and beat One Mind in the sub race. These dudes had over 100,000 subs before I even got to 1,000, and now he's about to become my bitch. So if you chuckle at any point in this video and come away from it feeling educated, or you just want to support my petty one-sided internet validation war, then consider throwing me a subscription. It's slowed down a bit recently, I want to get us back on track.
There you go.
Today we're going over the top 5 biggest Space Marines in Warhammer 40k. I'll talk to you about who they were, what chapter they come from, and a brief but fun look into their lore. I'll do my best to rank.
Now these are I know at least one from the Minotaurs is going to be in this. Aside from that, I don't too much know. So we're going to see, aside from, I can't remember his friggin' name, and you guys are going to crucify me in the comment section for not remembering this guy's name, but he's probably the biggest Space Marine out of all of them. He's literally the size of a Primarch almost, I think.
Rank them by size and height, but people don't exactly stand back to back with each other in the lore, so I can't guarantee the science is on my side. Let's get into it. First off, we have Pasanius Lysane, because every good list starts off with an Ultramarine. Pasanius was Uriel Ventress's best bro, and was so huge that his power armor was kit bashed with Terminator armor to be able to fit him. Now everyone always gives Ventress all the credit for destroying the Demoncular bar and doing other cool stuff, but Pasanius was right next to him the entire time.
Yes.
Pasanius was even missing an arm for most of their escapades, so if anything, he did it better. It's like on Bear Grylls, how Bear does all the hectic nature stuff and mountain climbing, and it seems really impressive until you realize that the cameraman is doing it all as well, and has to carry around a big ass heavy camera. To be fair to Ventress, the arm was actually made of necrodermis and was kinda overpowered and heretical, but my point remains. Pasanius was so large that no amount of armor expansion could make a regular suit of armor fit him. They had to take off parts of a completely different armor type to get it to work. Big boy stuff there.
Nice.
Next up on this list is a bit of a 2-in-1, Hagar the Mountain and Ranulf. These guys are both Space Wolves, and I'm including both of them as Ranulf was gigantic but has next to no lore, so he's kinda like an honorary mention. But basically, he was considered the largest Space Wolf ever to live, with his old as shit model looking about 20% bigger or more than a standard Terminator. He was so big that it's even said he gave his own Primarch Lehman Russ a run for his money, and was considered to be noticeably girthier. Ranulf had one of the greatest last stands in Warhammer history that nobody knows about. If this guy had his time again in the sun in recent lore, I can guarantee he'd be a fan favourite. Basically, he was retreating through a narrow pass with his battle brothers as they were being chased by a fuck-off massive wah! Seeing that they would not escape in time, He, along with a handful of wolf guards, stayed behind and basically did a 300 last stand, but instead of being 300 of them, there was like 10 of them.
It's basically taking the story of Harold Hadralda. There was one berserker when, oh god, now my English is, like, British historians are going to smoke me for this one. The Battle of the Stamford Bridge. I think that's what it was. Battle of the Stamford Bridge. One berserker held off the approaching army of Britons and basically held them off for a good long while, and it took a ton of them because the bridge was narrow and they could not cross in mass. It took somebody going underneath and spearing him to get this berserker to go down, and even then it took them forever. He was just beating the brakes off of them.
And instead of fighting Persians, they were fighting very angry yet surprisingly jolly sentient mushrooms. Thousands of orcs died to the ferocity of Ranulf, but eventually all of his brothers fell one by one until he was the only one left. He fought for hours, killing, tearing and smashing orcs until he too fell. Now, orcs generally aren't very respectful to the dead.
No.
They usually just leave them when they died and occasionally shit on them. For Ranulf and his wolf guard, the orcs built them makeshift thrones and then sat them upright in those thrones, which were positioned on top of a mountain of orc corpses as a sign of respect.
Yeah.
Ranulf's armor was recovered and is displayed in the Space Wolves Hall of Heroes, towering over every other hero laid to rest there. The other most recent gigantic space wolf was Hagar the Mountain. Now, Hagar was a tall motherfucker, towering over his brothers, but his real size came from the fact that he had a defective metabolism and a huge appetite. Hagar was the only non-Nurgle aligned space marine to be considered fat. Now, he wasn't fat in like a gross, sweaty chode way. Nah, it was more like, you guessed it, the Mountain from Game of Thrones.
Yikes.
He was unbelievably strong, swinging around a thunder hammer as if it was a double-ended silicon dildo. He hit so hard that he could break the leg of a Chaos Dreadnought with one smack.
Oh my
He
God.
once threw his hammer down a corridor full of heretics, and with the one throw, killed dozens of them. That's gotta be like some kind of shot put record right there. Hagar was instrumental in saving the Space Wolves when he and Ragnar attacked a sorcerer who was doing some weird voodoo shit with some artifacts and shit. Hagar was able to get into melee range of the super sorcerer through pure girthiness and was able to grip and hold the evil wizard in place despite getting turbo raped by his war powers. Long enough for Ragnar to save the day. Hagar died of his wounds, but his legacy as a big chungus remains. Also, he had a funny mustache which made him look like a walrus. Next up on this list is someone who you probably wouldn't expect to be so large, but they are. The highly intelligent Imperial Fist, Alexis Polux. Alexis was so massive and strong that he could one-shot other Space Marines with his
I did not know Alexis Polux was any larger than any other stock standard Marine. I really didn't know that. Yeah, moving on.
power fist like it was nothing, and he genuinely unnerved Guilliman, as Guilliman remarked that he had never spoken to a Space Marine who was at eye level with him. Considering Guilliman is around 11 to 12 feet tall, that means Alexis would have to be 10 foot tall or taller, which is 2 foot above an average Space Marine, which is just insane. Ironically, unlike most of the other tall Marines, Alexis was a brilliant commander and was very sensible. He was even able to outplay Perturabo in a space battle and nearly had the traitor Primarch killed. For his efforts, when the Horus Heresy ended, he was named Chapter Master of the newly created Crimson Fists, who were known for their level-headedness and adherence to the Codex Astartes. Alexis was commanding the chapter for 8 centuries before getting poisoned by a bitch-ass alien in battle. Alexis in his girth was able to hold off the poison for days, while he came up with the plan to beat the Xenos. When his plan was finalized and his orders were issued, he passed away, and the Xenos were massacred. What a guy.
Yeah.
The second biggest boy on this list is everyone's least favourite War Master, Abaddon. But Majorkill, I actually really like Abaddon. Shut your heretical fucking mouth, Timmy, before I tell Abaddon your asshole is Cadia. Abaddon sucks, and everyone agrees. Abaddon was huge from the get-go. He was so big that a lot of people thought he was a genuine clone of Horus instead of a completely different dude. And with his recent injection of Chaos Roids, has swelled up to be even bigger.
Yeah.
Still not as big as a Primarch, but huge.
He is freaking massive, and I think the top knot really adds to that.
In the lore, when Abaddon goes face to face with the clone of Horus, they stand at complete eye level. But, and there is a but, the Horus clone was bent down after killing so many Black Legionnaires, and Abaddon was standing at his full height, probably also on his tippy toes, as that is something Abaddon would do.
Yes,
Abaddon wears
he
highly
really
customized Terminator armor, which has been bulked up especially for him. Or maybe he just has it padded and he's actually tiny. Yeah, that's my headcanon now. Finally, the last and opposite of least, the biggest fucking space marine in the entire fucking galaxy. A marine so big and scary that the boogeyman would check under his bed at night if the chungus could even fit there. Tyberos the Red Wake, chapter master of the Space Sharks. The Space Sharks are already known.
How did I forget this guy? I'm a moron. I'm a complete moron. I thought it was the Minotaurs. I'm an idiot.
Known for their insane size. After all, they are sharkmen who are inspired by islanders who are very large humans. Most other marines on this list tower over their brothers and are noticeably but not massively taller than Terminators. Tyberos completely shits on even the biggest Terminators in his chapter. You know how the other tall boys on this list need either Terminator armor or parts of it to modify their armor so it actually fits them well? Well, Tyberos uses pieces of Dreadnought armor to modify his Terminator armor so that it fits. Just look at this fucking image. Jesus Christ. When a tech priest scanned Tyberos, it told him he was looking at a giant statue, but then the statue moved and the tech priest felt fear, despite being technically and physically impossible for that to happen. Other marines standing near Tyberos are said to seem like children in comparison. He never removes his armor, and other marines who have seen his face say it's the stuff of nightmares, with black eyes, bones jutting out, and sharp teeth. He uses two gigantic power fists that are combined with power talons and have underbite chain blades. So if this dude punches you, not only are you receiving the blunt force trauma of 500 Timmy beatings, but you are also getting electrocuted with the power of 500 Tesla Roadsters before getting shredded with the power of 500 inbred country bumpkin chainsaws. I never realized you could get both simultaneously raped and murdered 3 times with one punch. Oh yeah, and the power death murder fists are called Hunger and Slake. I'm not sure what Slake means, but I'm pretty sure it's badass. Tyberos leads a squad of Terminators, and he's pretty much a solution to any problem you could have. We should honestly just throw the Space Sharks at the Eye of Terror, and then come back in a couple days to witness Tyberos kicking Khorne's teeth in. Or maybe he would fall to Chaos, which in that case, the Imperium would be doomed. Space Marines are big, some are huge, some are massive, and some are so damn chunky that they could make Fulgrim look like a dangerous interactive vibrator. And that does it for today, guys. The top 5, well, I guess 6, biggest Space Marines in Warhammer 40k lore. Remember, guys, One Mind Syndicate could be eating our dust in just over a month if we go for it and subscribe. If you enjoyed the video and want to support the channel, then Patreon is the place to be. Only $1 per month.
What's worse, that I know that this image exists, or that I know the story that's behind it? What's worse? I'm not sure what's worse.
Give you access to a boatload of Warhammer hentai. Hit the subscribe button, then hit the real subscribe button for more chunky content. Join the Discord for more memes, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
So I did not know that Alexis Polux was as big as he is. I guess I somehow missed that. Reading stories about the heresy, reading the heresy, and I guess I somehow missed that. Aside from him, of course, I expect to hear at least one Space Wolf. her too. But I cannot believe I mistook the chapter, because it was. I thought for some reason it was one of the largest Space Marines was from the Minotaur's chapter, but obviously I was wrong. Yeah, this was Majorkill, and it's great to see how much he has changed his channel and how much he's improved and everything like that. It's what I'm trying to do here, just constant improvement and a lot of noise in the background that I can't do anything about. But yeah, I mean, this kind of stuff is interesting, especially when I find out things that I didn't know. The story about the Space Wolf holding the narrow pass against the Greenskins, that was something I didn't know, and I'm not sure how I don't know that, but it's Warhammer 40k lore. Nobody knows everything because there's too damn much. You could fill the Library of Congress, and it's just ridiculous. In any case, like and subscribe if you guys haven't already. Help me out with my subscriber count too, because I'm closing in on 5,000, and I never expected to get there. If you like what I do, there's a Patreon down below. I'm going to be putting all of Majorkill's information in the description down below. So if you want to check out his channel, just check the description. It links to this video, and you can get there with that. In any case, I will catch you guys next time. And I'm going to be checking out a couple more things today, so see you soon. Hit button.